sure as heck did. We'll get started here in just a minute on the Flat Acres map. And until then, while I get everything finished setting up here, including I am putting a video on YouTube right now for the channel. So you can check that out while you're waiting for this, or you can just hang out with the chickens. We'll be back in a little bit.
mean? Means looking at the space around your home a little differently. In Iowa, we know good soil when we see it. We see cornfields, gardens, barns, chickens, tomatoes on the vine, squash in the dirt, and sunflowers reaching for the sky. But too often, right beside our homes, we treat our own yards like they're only supposed to do one thing: look perfect. We mow, spray, water, fertilize, and spend money chasing a green carpet we can't eat. Meanwhile, in the United States, roughly 30 to 40% of the food supply goes uneaten, and households keep paying more for groceries that often travel a long way before they ever reach the kitchen. Farm Your Yard is a simple idea with a powerful shift behind it. Turn part of that lawn into something useful, beautiful, and alive. It does not mean you need acres of land. It can start with a raised bed, a row of tomatoes, a few herbs by the door, a patch of pollinator flowers, or a small backyard garden that feeds your family and your community. It means replacing some chemicals with compost, replacing wasted space with fresh food, and replacing the pressure of a perfect lawn with the pride of growing something real. In Iowa, this idea fits who we already are. We understand seasons. We understand work. We understand that food does not just appear on a shelf. Farm Your Yard brings that connection home. It is about fresh vegetables, healthier soil, less waste, fewer unnecessary inputs, and more neighbors remembering that a yard can be more than decoration. A yard can be a small farm, a teaching space, a food source, a habitat, a place where kids pull carrots from the ground and understand dinner differently. Farm Your Yard means using what you have, growing what you can, and proving that even one Iowa yard can make a difference.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Gavin Farm. We are on the Flat Acres map again today. Still doing some work. I am finishing up. I think I have this row here and then a couple more at the other side that got skipped over in the first when I first went through. And then we'll just be able to pick up all the bales and from there start plowing this out so I can start getting some factories put in that. I did upload a video. It was uploading to YouTube. It has already been on TikTok and Facebook. Just a quick shed update video or greenhouse update video. We've got 3 of the 4 walls down. We weren't planning on doing the greenhouse this year. We were saving up for one to eventually have, and then we had the opportunity to get one sooner rather than later, so we took that opportunity. And now it's just a matter of the shed has to come down without destroying any of the plants that we have out there. Both the ones that are in the ground growing, and we still have a few left in pots. Those are slowly dwindling away, though, between sales and at this point we've had to plant whatever we had left for tomatoes and peppers because we're getting past the seedling point of the year and we're moving into the maintaining them for getting produce at the end of the year. And so that's what we've been working on. Our farmers market haul went okay this weekend. It wasn't it's one of those we probably will not go back up to that one. It was our first time going to that particular market, and we ran into a lot of duplicate items for just about everything we had. think the only thing that we got up there and nobody else had was keto baked goods from Amber's Keto Kitchen. Outside of that, everything else we were sharing space with other vendors. And so we probably, until maybe once we have produce to sell, we might try it again. But until we get to that point, we probably won't actually return to that one. I think we're have a couple weeks between anything happening event-wise. We've had some other things we have to get done on the weekend, so we kind of have to back off the events for a little bit. Not bad things, they're just, we're in the past few months, we have had maybe 1 or 2 days where we haven't worked at all on either our regular jobs or the farm or other projects around the house that need done. So this upcoming Saturday, we're going to be taking taking a weekend to go camping. Probably still get some work done on the shed on Sunday when we get back. Depends on how the weather is, because there is a chance for rain this weekend, I thought. I don't know. I pay attention loosely to further out forecasts and wait until we get closer because they always change. So this far out, I'm holding off on making a definitive answer. We have learned long ago we don't plan our camping trips around the weather, because we have planned camping trips where we canceled them because it was going to rain, and then it was a bright sunny weekend. We've gone on camping trips because it said it wasn't going to rain, and ended up raining the whole weekend. So we just go away. We camp. We relax, have some time to ourselves, and then we get right back to the grind when we get back. I have how many rows here left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows left of straw to pick up on this field. And then we're going to get all the bales picked up. And then, like I said, I'm going to switch to the forage wagon for the other fields that need to get done on picking up straw. I don't want to let any of it go to waste, because if it doesn't go to my animals, it can make money by going to the sale point. Which is where most of the digestate's going to go. I might end up using some of it to fertilize the fields. Silage is the same way. We're going to take the silage, put it in a wagon, and feed the animals with it. Once the animals are full, we'll sell some of it off, not all of it, because we got to make sure we have it for the animals. And I'm getting into that can't drive a straight line again. Yay. But you see why I have to plow the fields, because I'm not going to spend... I'm picking up as much as I possibly can, but I'm not picking up or I'm not going to go back and wiggle my way around to pick up that tiny little bit. So it's going to stay there and just get plowed under after the bales get picked up. Was there 8 rows? Or is there still more over that way still? Shouldn't be that many more. Oh, and I got off the track again. Like I said, I am probably going to make... I was going to stop at 250 bales, but unfortunately, I put a new mod on, and I lost my bale count. And when I open my menu, it's not there anymore. So I'm going to... It was an extended menu mod. I'm going to take that off and go back to the normal menu. Just because that one that's up there that I just showed is very, very detailed. And for the most part, I don't need most of what's on there. I just need... Sometimes I need the basics to tell me like when I'm on the loading point, so that I can unload. Or there's a few other things that menu shows the trigger point when I hit the trigger point. It would be nice to have these bales picked up and done and moving on with other farm stuff. But I am learning that a farming simulator is fun to play. There's certain things that I'm not interested in, like the field corn and the soybeans in real life. Actually, if I have a farm, I will be avoiding those. I want crops that people are actually going to be able to use and eat. And so I know soybeans are put into like tofu and there's other products that they can use for, but the majority of those are actually go into fuel, from my understanding. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. But from my understanding, most of that goes to fuel production. And then the field corn goes to animal feed or also fuel production, ethanol production. So, plus, I don't want to be a harvester picking the stuff for storing it. I want like take your family out, have a day out on the farm, pick your own vegetables, pick your own apples, that kind of fun. The name is escaping me what that type of farm is called. I know it's called U-Pick for orchards. So it's a goal I'm working towards. But while at the same time still pushing from your yard. Because I believe everybody should be able to, or has the ability, and I know not everybody wants to, and that's why I'm selling produce and uh, that once it's available, because not everybody wants to. But I also don't believe that a big, beautiful, green, grass-filled yard is serving any purpose other than to look pretty. And that's residential yards. Farming, pastures, they have a purpose. They're feeding animals. And that's also a different kind of grass. And at some points, it's not grass that we plant and maintain anymore. It's just naturally growing, only being taken care of to the point to make sure that it's ready for the animals to eat. Oh, drove off the line again. All right. Get this all bailed up before the end of the stream. And then I can let the plow work on it tonight while I am working on other things in the game. I think it would be kind of cool to see small farm on here where you don't have to have all the big tractors and big harvesters and stuff. And then also have like the mom and pop shops where here right now, if you want baked goods and jams and jellies, you have to have two separate production points. I'm thinking small mom and pop type shop where they all do it in-house one place, which would be kind of cool. Again, it's one of those I can't mod, so if somebody else wants to think of it and come up with it, great. I'm not gonna like demand it because I know mods take the time to do. I've tried it, didn't work out so well for me. And so I cannot speak to any game mods, what happens or not. Yeah, I'm messing up again. So, no, at least hopefully with 3.5 rows left, and I missed that section right there still. Get this part of it done during the stream, and then, like I said, start picking up the bales right away. And once the bales are all picked up, then I can work towards starting the plow on here to get that done. And once it's plowed, we're going to put in some factories, and I think there's a couple more produce things I can get in. I still don't know. I figured out how much compost I needed for the apple orchards, and I took it away from one of the maps. Iowa Plains Q produces my compost for me. I took it out of there. I don't think I've put it back in here yet, though. Two and a half rows left. I can't drive in a straight line. I promise I haven't been drinking off a string. I also have to watch when I get closer to the end to not start another bale load and leave some in the baler. I don't want to leave anything in the baler when I finish. So if I get to 100% and there's still some left on the field, that's just going to have to maybe I'll pick it up with the forage wagon on my way out to the other fields, but it's not something I'm going to worry about too much. But I'm hoping that getting those 250 bales into that silo or into that barn will last me for a year with the animals. I still have to get some of the animals, I think. I don't have them all yet. The goal, starting off, the goal is to not have to buy animal feed until next season. Between the root crops for the pigs, the straw that I have hopefully lasts for everybody. I have silage being produced for the cows. And I have grain for the chickens, which I should check those because they've been going for almost a month. I got started with them right away. So I need to check those here to see how much food they've used up. There are so many bales out on this field. All right, we're coming up to the last row. But the nice thing about having where the bales are showing on the map is I don't have to manually keep track of how many I've produced and make sure that they all get picked up. I can Just keep an eye on the map to see how many are still sitting on there. Because it shows up on the little map, but it also shows up right here on the big map. That's a very handy tool because in Iowa Plains, actually, I had dropped a pallet somewhere and couldn't find it. So I turned that, that's when I started using that. And it was nowhere near where I thought I had dropped it. So, but got it found, got it picked up, and got it where it needed to go. And of course, the logistics warehouse is going to be put in here as well, just to keep track of everything. Oh, getting close to the end. Hopefully there is enough to finish this row, because I don't want to leave any straw sitting in the baler. If it gets to the point where I have to track down all the tiny little spots that I missed to fill the bale, I will. Or I guess if I leave the bale in the, or straw in the baler, I leave straw in the baler. I'm not selling the baler, it's just going to go into storage. And we're actually going to get rid of this down. Darn it. All right. So that's what I've got left. Get the baler out of the field. I've already got a tractor on the bale wagon. Oh, and that's full too. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh yeah, they haven't really. That one's gone through some food. I still have pigs to get, and I still have cows to get. I got to fill up the silage barn on there. The straw is already filled. So that's what I'm going to be working on tonight, filling up, getting the silage from. Oh, I already have my forage wagon hooked up too. But it's got grass in it. So I'll have to change that. But that one. And apparently it's not going to tell me what mode I'm in. So let's see. I hit B. If not, I'll try it again when I get up to the rail. Yep, I got it. All right, perfect. All right, while I do this, we're going to go ahead and hang out with the chickens for a little bit. And so we are getting up. We are at 8 o'clock, 8:01. Wait for it to come back here real quick. It should take just a couple seconds. And apparently my time jumped off again, so I'll have to get that fixed. Oh, where'd everybody go? My guess is they're hanging out in the tunnel or into the nesting box. So we can hang out with the chickens when we see them, but they're not hanging out there right now. So I guess we'll go ahead and do this. We'll wrap up. Alright, there it goes. We'll go check on them in a minute here. They're probably all hanging out in the back because they do that. They either hang out in the extension or in the... But I'm going to go check on them. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to help support the channel, give it a subscribe or a follow. Right now, because I'm working on getting everything else actually working to be able to do live streams other than Farming Simulator, right? So right now, and I got to stop doing that too. But right now, every Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to about 8-ish, I stream Farming Simulator. I've started getting more talking about other plans and stuff going on the farm. If I can get things going enough, I would love to be able to like have a day where we just hang out in the garden. Without looking at this camera, there's the chickens. Told you they're hanging out everywhere off camera. But just hang out with the chickens. Show you around the garden, talk garden stuff. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Have a good day, y'all. Go out, farm your yards. See you tomorrow. Bye, y'all. And now they all start coming out to hang out on camera.